Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Well, y'all, man, listen. I'm gonna talk NBA in a minute here because it's the playoffs going on. I haven't said anything about it. Matter of fact, I haven't even said anything about what happened to John Morant. Right? Anybody want me to say my opinion about that? Then holler at me. I'm gonna probably do a little something on that, because the playoffs are getting to the finals in a minute. And I ain't even said nothing about the playoffs, man. Going through the therapy and everything, I just, don't have the time for it. I've been just keeping it boxing. And it's been a lot going on with the Devin Haney and the Lomachenko fight. It was high profile. It shows you how high profile it was. It's a lot of people talking about it back and forth. It was a close fight amongst two guys who, are high profile guys in boxing. Both of them. Lomachenko has been, really hyped up during his career, coming to America, from the Ukraine with his amateur background. And they really put that on a pedestal. And I just didn't, it's okay if you do that, but that didn't happen to Guillermo Rigondeaux, whose was exactly like Loma's, right? And so he didn't have the same thing. Loma comes in and, gets a title shot in his second fight, loses, and then gets another title shot. Although he did have some good wins his first early in his career with Nicholas Walters was a good win, even though Nicholas Walters was drained really considerably. But hey, you still got that on your resume. And Gary Russell Jr., no matter what Gary Russell says something was wrong with him on that night, everybody that loses says something was wrong with him. So we can't say, hey, something was wrong with you and then something wasn't wrong with Loma when he lost to Teofimo Lopez. Something wasn't wrong with Teofimo Lopez when he lost to Kambosos. Something wasn't wrong with Manny Pacquiao when he lost to Floyd Mayweather. So always something wrong with somebody when they lose. So whatever. The bottom line is Devin Haney and Lomachenko had a close fight, and no matter what side of the fence you're on, I think you would have to agree that it was a close fight, right? No matter what, right? So with a close fight, what did I tell you guys, right? When you're from the old school, basically, and what I mean is old school is just you've been watching sport 15 to 20 years. I don't mean I'm from the old school, but 15, 20 years. The champion got to get beat up. That's how we think. The champion, you just ain't going to barely be the champion and take the belts. Especially a champion that has all 4 belts in that division. I don't think it would have been fair to give Lomachenko on that performance all the belts. That he undisputed. Like if Devin Haney had just got one, let's say he was a WBA champion and he just got the title a couple of months ago, like Rolly. Rolly cheated. They gave him the damn title. And if somebody came and barely beat Rolly, then we wouldn't complain so much. Rolly barely got his. He shouldn't have it right now. And he should be rematching the dude he beat. Guaranteed. And Tony Weeks should be, somewhere having a problem. Right? Somewhere, in the justification booth before stopping the damn fight, figuring out what's going on. There should be some investigation going on there. Right? But that it's not. That's the kind of dude that you let somebody barely beat him and get the title. Lomachenko is supposed to be one of the best of all time. He's a future Hall of Famer because of being a 3-division champion and his amateur career, right? But, to have like 17, 18 wins and 3 losses already, and actually 4 when you count Jermaine Ortiz, it's not like he's, levels above everyone else because he can move and he can pivot and stuff, But he's damn good, and he proved it against Devin Haney. At 35 years old, he looked great, grandiose, right? No problem. But he didn't do enough to win. And like I told you guys before, the title shouldn't have changed hands, right? That's why, boom. Now, one of the greatest ever, if you've been around for a couple of decades and you was able to live through this guy here, that would be Roy Jones. Roy Jones Jr., anybody, first of all, speaking of robberies, Roy Jones Jr. was robbed in the Olympics worse than anything that ever happened. Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather, both robbed in the Olympics. So we can't talk about their amateur career. But if you want to see a robbery, go look at that. Roy Jones Jr. in the Olympics, or Floyd Mayweather in the Olympics or something. Those are robberies where you dominate a fight. Dominate. There's no question on planet Earth that you won by a landslide and still don't get the fight. That's that. But anyway, Roy Jones Jr., I'm pretty sure that most of us that have been around to see Roy Jones Jr., not just YouTube him, even if you YouTubed him, But if you were living in the time to see what Roy Jones was doing and who he was beating, right? Because if you just YouTube him, you don't know who the other guy was. You just think, oh, he's just distancing himself, and you think those other guys were bums or something because you don't know who those were. Roy Jones was distancing himself against great fighters, right? Probably everybody would be, he's the baddest one you've probably ever seen. I'm pretty sure, and a lot of people, 80% of people who watch boxing for decades are going to be like, when you look at the baddest dude you've ever seen, Roy Jones' name going to come up all the time, right? And he's the baddest dude I've ever seen for the wow factor. And damn, it's like, first of all, you don't distance yourself from James Toney. Not then. Toney was #1 pound for him. You just don't distance yourself from James Toney and others. I mean, Roy Jones, we don't have to discuss it. But anyway, Roy Jones is still out here. And Roy Jones' opinion is exactly like mine. Boom. He's like, hey, that was a close fight. It could have went either way. But you don't, at the end of the day, there's something that we're all forgetting. Devin Haney was the champion. That's what he said. Devin Haney was the champion. You don't change, it just doesn't change. The belts don't change hands on a fight like that. It shouldn't be, right? Lomachenko, especially Lomachenko, you're in a close fight. We know that they cut the mic off on ESPN, which, come on now. Why would you do that? But anyway, you should have came out and won round 12 then. You did well in 10 and 11, although because you had Devin Haney reeling, we'd say reeling, people forgetting that Devin Haney did a little something in those rounds too, but whatever. Right? But Devin Haney dominated round 12. That's the last thing the judges say. And they also seen him doing a whole lot of dominating in the early rounds. And like I've told you guys before, there's videos. One guy did a little video study of the fight and just showed and proved, like I've told you before, when you're not of color and you're fighting a colored guy, a guy of color in America, on American soil, whatever you do, you don't have to land. You could just throw punches. No one's ever going to say that you land or not, right? It's just you're throwing punches. Lomachenko threw about 6 punches one time. Didn't land like one of them. Looked cool, and the commentators, it was a 6-punch combination. How, if you say 6-punch combination, you would at least, you would have to want him to land about 4 of them babies for us to call it a 6-punch combination. How are you going to call something a 6-punch combination and not one of them landed? You should be saying, wow, that guy has good defense. Somebody threw 6 punches at him and didn't land one, right? That's what you probably should be saying. But that's just not how it works on American soil. And let's be real. I heard Bob Arum say something like, it's kind of weird that we would have 3 American judges. What do you say? 3 American judges in a fight between an American and a guy from Ukraine, right? Like trying to insinuate like people help cheat people on American soil that are black. All this bull goes on American soil. On Bob Arum's chalkboard is no black fighters. That's on his chalkboard on American soil, right? Golden Boy and Ring Magazine is the boxing Bible. Golden Boy is one of the biggest promotion companies out there over the years. When they calling Al Heyman a nigga, right? Through emails and never said sorry about that. That happened on American soil. So let's not talk about American soil. Matter of fact, didn't we have a whole bunch of people go to Congress with Confederate flags on American soil and we still discussing stuff? That's American soil, right? We can't talk about critical race theory, right? Can't talk about slavery, right? Right? But we still got Confederate flags. That's American soil. Right? So all this stuff, we are just cheating that's going on. Ain't nobody cheating for no black dude on American soil. Let's make sure this is clear. Devin Haney was fighting in Las Vegas. That's where he's from. That's where he lives, where he's from, Oakland. But he's been fighting out of Las Vegas proudly and was getting booed. Make sure this is clear. Boxing is BTBG, beat the black guy, and you will get booed when you're black and fighting someone non-black on everywhere in American soil if it's not your backyard, right? A la, let's say, for Terrence Crawford is fighting in Omaha, he's going to be cheered. If Deontay Wilder is fighting in Alabama, he might get cheered. But if you're fighting anywhere else against someone who's not black, and it doesn't matter what, Mexican, Dominican, anything that ain't black, you're going to get booed on American soil. okay? And the commentators and the American networks are going to be going for them, right? Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder as examples, and any damn thing else. So 3 judges ain't going to be cheating for no American, not on American soil. So let's get off of that. And like I said before, Roy Jones is right here. Lomachenko did well, but not enough to take the title from Devin Haney. And again, bam. Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.